How's it going, guys? Hope you guys are having a great week. So I'm back today. It's Friday, guys. This is going to be a game news related video. This one is, of course, focusing on Sony and on the PlayStation 5. So finally, guys, today we have confirmation that next week on Thursday, June the 4th, Sony are going to do an hour-long stream in which they finally are going to reveal more about the PlayStation 5. And we're definitely going to get to see some gameplay and hopefully a selection of titles that will be available on the PlayStation 5 when it comes out at the back end of this year. So Sony have been pretty good over the last couple of weeks. They've been doing weekly streams with State of Play, and they've been really good. I've really enjoyed both of them. So last week we got to see Ghost of Tsushima, which looks incredible. The gameplay looks absolutely amazing, and oh my god, I don't think I could be any more hyped for that game, and I am heavily contemplating doing a let's play of it, just because I'm really looking forward to it. And then this week on Wednesday, we actually got to see more on The Last of Us Part 2, and we got to see a new gameplay section. We got more of a deep dive looking into the gameplay mechanics, and the game looks just beautiful. The gameplay looks incredible. It looks like they've taken, you know, what was there, the foundation, and they really have perfected on it. It looks really good. I'm very much looking forward to jumping in and continuing on the story. I'm looking forward to jumping into the shoes of Ellie, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to getting hands on. And I'm both excited and apprehensive to see all of the new infected that are going to be in the new game. So it should be, you know, a really good experience. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But obviously, you know, we know that Sony have been pretty quiet about the PlayStation 5. They've really been keeping their cards to their chest. In comparison, obviously, Microsoft haven't been. You know, Microsoft have really showcased a lot on the Xbox Series X. We got to actually see what the console looks like. We got, you know, a lot of details about the specs and different features for the console. And we even know a couple of the titles that are going to be release titles and are going to be available. They recently had a stream where they were supposedly showing gameplay of, you know, games available on the Xbox Series X, but in all honesty, they failed to really do that, and most of them were kind of like cinematic cutscenes, cinematic trailers with tiny gameplay snippets. We didn't actually get to see anybody play a nice lengthy section of gameplay on the Xbox Series X, and I know a lot of people are still waiting to see that. Well, it looks like the wait is finally over, and Sony are finally going to reveal more. And we're actually going to get to see more next week. So on the PlayStation blog, this went up earlier today on May 29th. And this was an article written by Jim Ryan. He's the president and CEO, of course, of Sony Interactive Entertainment. And he gave us a little bit more information about the stream and what we can expect from it, and just why they're really excited to show more. So the stream is going to be running on Thursday, June the 4th, which will be running at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. British summer time, and I'm definitely going to be tuning in to check it out. So what did he promise in this blog? Well, he basically said that we would get to see some of the games coming to the PlayStation 5, which will represent the best that the industry has to offer, from big studios down to smaller studios, some new studios as well, and how they've been using the new hardware and tech to develop some pretty cool games, hopefully, and we're going to get to see a lot more of that. He said the showcase itself, it's going to run about an hour. And for the first time, people will actually be able to see some actual gameplay, hopefully played live. Maybe these will be developer style, you know, playthroughs with audio commentary, kind of like what we've had with The Last of Us Part 2 and also Ghost of Tsushima. I think those have been really well done, and they've been really sort of professionally put together. So I'm hoping we'll get to see something similar. Maybe we'll get to see more on Godfall. That is one title that we know is going to be exclusively available on the PlayStation 5 when it releases in the holiday season of 2020. And Sony have said they're still set for the console to come out this year, despite, you know, what's been happening in the world and everything going crazy and disrupting things. But they are hopeful that it's still going to be released at the back end of this year. So maybe we'll get to see some actual gameplay to do with Godfall, which is the new IP which is being developed by Gearbox, and it's like a looter melee game, online looter melee. Looks kind of interesting. I really like the art style, so I'm looking forward to seeing actually how the game plays and how those dynamics sort of come into play. And I really am hoping we'll get to see some other exclusive titles. Maybe we'll get to see a Horizon 2. Maybe we'll get to see a little bit on like a sequel to the new Spider-Man franchise, which I love. Maybe we'll get some spoilers for the next God of War. Who knows? But I'm really, really looking forward to it. We don't know whether or not we're going to get to physically see what the console looks like. We have seen the new controller, and I really like the new controller. I like the sleek design, which is available in white as well as in black. Really like it. I think it looks really, really nice, and maybe the console will reflect this similarly. Maybe you can get the console in two different colors. Maybe you can get it in white, maybe you can get it in black and other shades. But I really want to know what the console looks like. I really want to know how much the console is going to cost. I am saving for it, and I'm saving, you know, for the back end of the year. So I really want to know how much the console is going to cost, so I know how much money I'm going to have to pick up certain games, and that's going to really inform which games I choose to pick up at release and what accessories I can afford to get as well. So it'd be nice to know how much the console is going to cost, and it would be really nice to know what the actual release date is going to be. Now, do I think we're going to get a release date next week? No, I don't. I think with everything being up in the air at the moment, I don't think Sony's going to commit to a release date just yet. I think they're going to wait for things to settle down a little bit globally, in terms of sort of lockdown and isolation and that kind of thing. So I think they're going to wait to give the official release date, but it would be really, really cool to get to see what the console looks like, to actually get a price point for the console, which I think would be great for them to do that, and for them to be the first to do that, because we still don't know how much the Xbox Series X is going to cost. So it'd be great for them to actually give us a price point for the PlayStation 5, and that really will then put the ball in Microsoft's court. However, maybe Sony might wait. They might want to wait for Microsoft to announce their price so that they can maybe try and match it similarly. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. This is some pretty amazing tech based on the specs that we know about it. So I don't think it's going to be super expensive, but obviously they're not going to want a similar debacle to what they have with the PlayStation 3, which was just too large a jump in pricing when compared to the PlayStation 2. And obviously I don't think there were that many really good exclusive titles that came out with it. Even I remember at the beginning of the PlayStation 4's life, it didn't have an overly amazing startup roster. It wasn't really until the second, third year, maybe the third year in its life cycle, that really then PlayStation 4 started to really pick up, and that's when we got some really, really good exclusives that started to come out, and obviously it's been rolling with that ever since. So I'm really excited to see what games are coming. I'd love to see something new, like a completely new IP, as well as some fan favorites as well. What I will say is next week on Wednesday, I'm actually getting my new computer. I decided to get a new gaming PC, a more powerful PC, because the PC I've got at the moment, it's like 8 years old, and it's been really, really struggling, not only in terms of like capturing and rendering like videos, which is taking me absolutely ages. I've even had a couple of occasions of like the blue screen of death, and every time that's happened, my heart has just jumped into my throat. And then I have been trying to jump in and play a couple of PC games recently, and I've tried to capture some of that footage, and it just has not been able to deal with it. The fans are going crazy, the process is obviously getting really hot, and it just can't cope anymore. So I've got a new PC coming next Wednesday, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm then going to get it set up and get all my software on there, and I will actually be doing a full live stream of my reaction to the event live next Thursday, June the 4th at 9 p.m. So if you would like to join me in watching the stream together, I'm actually going to start streaming maybe about 15 minutes before the stream starts at 9 p.m. so that we can maybe get a conversation going and just have a chat about what our predictions are, and a catch up, obviously, because it's been a couple of weeks really since I've sort of been uploading regularly and had contact with you guys, because things have obviously just been a bit crazy. So yeah, hopefully some of you will join in with me next week. I'd love to see you there. Please stick it in your calendar somewhere, and then obviously I'll see you next Thursday to react to Sony's live event. And then depending on how that goes, I'll upload the live reaction in its entirety if there's enough interest, or I might possibly break it down to different games or different sections, and obviously I might even give my review of the event and my review of the reveal and what I generally thought of it. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about this announcement. Are you excited to hear about the PlayStation 5? We do know that this is actually only going to be part of a series of PlayStation 5 updates. So next week will be the first in probably a long line of updates. Now I'm wondering if Sony are going to continue on with this weekly trend that they've got going on. Maybe every single week we'll get something new. And I think that would be really cool, especially taking us through that kind of E3 week that we would usually get, where we get lots of announcements, lots of cool reveals usually. So hopefully we'll get that. But yeah, next week, guys, we're actually going to get to see some gameplay on the PlayStation 5, and that's really cool, and I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully I will see you there. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week, of course. Take care, and as always, happy gaming. Bye, guys.